Hello, my name is John Scanlon with Empower Hypnotherapy, Wexford, and online. I am a trainer with the UK Hypnosis Academy and the creator of the Irish Hypnotherapy Conference. Today, I want to talk to you about anxiety. And what I'm doing is I'm creating a series of 8 videos, including this one, which will deal with what anxiety is, how it happens, how, and the steps that can be taken to either ease anxiety or to be preventative towards it so we can deal with stuff in advance. And anxiety, the definition of anxiety is a feeling of worry, nervousness, or unease about something with an uncertain outcome. But if you're watching this, you already know what anxiety is and you already feel that anxiety. And it affects you in whatever way it affects you. The simple understanding of what goes on inside of us is that we have 2 minds. We have a conscious mind and we have an unconscious mind. And our conscious mind isn't formed until we're roughly about age 7. So until that stage, we live in an unconscious state of being. And that's where we absorb, pick up, learn from others the beliefs and behaviors that define us later on in life. And our unconscious mind stores millions of bits of information, whereas our conscious mind can only deal with a very small few. And in our brain, we have 2 hemispheres. We have a left hemisphere and we have a right hemisphere. Our left hemisphere deals with logic and our right hemisphere deals with emotion. If there is ever a conflict between logic and emotion, emotion always wins. And when you're anxious, you're in that emotional state. Your unconscious mind has kicked off, and it has your amygdala, which is your fight, flight, freeze mechanism, which is always there to protect you. And it's doing this. Am I safe? Is it okay? Am I safe? Is it okay? And you can just imagine now you're walking down the road, and it's an example I use all the time. You're daydreaming, and a car horn suddenly beeps. All of us would do that. And the amygdala has just opened up. It has fired out electrical impulses, cortisol and adrenaline into our bodies, and we have done that unconsciously. And then it goes all the way back down once it knows it was just a car and it's perfectly safe. And its job is to keep us safe. So if we were to walk down a dark alley late at night, the amygdala might go, oh, be careful. Or if we were to see a dog that's, growling and angry, we be careful, cross the road, or whatever that may be. But if something happens, just like that car horn beeps, and there's emotion attached to that, now it doesn't close down fully. And it's releasing small amounts of that cortisol and adrenaline and electrical impulses into our body. And the next time something happens, it closes down even less. And the next time, even less. So in essence, what we become is like a pressure cooker. A pressure cooker with all these various incidents piled up. And we don't notice it until that pressure cooker explodes, and it could take something quite small. The old expression, the straw that broke the camel's back. So that feeling of cortisol and adrenaline going into our body, it's like an electrical circuit. It's running down through our body, and we are an electrical circuit. All we are. And that's all it's doing. So once we break the circuit, which is what some of these tools and techniques will help you to do, you will get relief from that feeling of anxiety. How does anxiety manifest? How does it impact on people's lives? It can come, anxiety is on a continuum. It's on a scale from very low level to full-blown panic attacks. It comes in the form of what if negative thinking. It comes in inappropriate anger. Suddenly somebody just bursts because they're just feeling anxious and afraid and they're just frustrated. It comes in the form of a panic attack, and that is the worst form of all. And it would normally begin with catastrophic thinking. What if this happens? And it's based on those fears and those phobias that we hold and those ways that we've been thinking. And something has triggered that. And there is a cause to that. And hypnotherapy is the best tool to actually deal with that cause, to go back into the unconscious mind, to address it, and to release all of those items in that pressure cooker so that when something happens, the straw doesn't break the camel's back this time. And anxiety impacts us in so many different ways. It affects our physical health. It can lead to symptoms such as headaches, muscle tension, digestive issues. IBS would be a big factor for many people. And most people, when I ask them, how do you know if they feel anxious? They normally feel it first because the unconscious mind has spotted something. The conscious mind isn't aware yet, but the signals have gone down into the body. And many of these tools and techniques will help to break that cycle. It affects our cognitive function. It can impair our concentration, our memory, our decision-making abilities because we're so worried or concerned. We're in the left hemisphere side of our brain, so therefore we are unable to think logically and straight. It affects our emotional well-being because we may be irritable, sad, sense of impending doom. We're not in that balanced state of mind. And also it can affect social functioning. Anxiety can affect the relationships we have with others. It can affect social interactions because we're withdrawn. We don't go in and be as socially active as we would be otherwise. And it can stop us from doing things, going to certain events. For some people, it stops them even leaving the house. So anxiety is an issue for people. And over the next few videos, what I'm going to demonstrate is 6 more videos that will provide relief. If you like, they're almost like a first aid. 1 or 2 of them will be preventative, and the more you do them, the more you will start to break those patterns of anxiety that exist within you. Because anxiety is a pattern. And once the original traumas are dealt with, then that anxiety can start to drift and fade away. So I hope to see you on the next video. There will be 6 more short videos, all about 2 to 3 minutes long. So all with a different tool and technique. And the point to remember is the more you practice these, the easier they become, and the more you're prepared to deal with something that may arise or to offset it ahead of time. So thank you.